Shalom and welcome back. This is week whatever. What is it? 13, 12? Who knows? We are again recording in advance. Second time now. Happy New Year's to all of those who like New Year's. Didn't know where I was going there. We're back with another guest of Eli, as we promised. Thank you for the wave. That's very Midwestern. And email us. You know the drill. The rest of the stuff. Anything?
Let's get into it.
Yeah, we didn't really
Christ
prepare.
is king.
Yes.
Christ is king.
Jesus is king. Voice hurts now. I was just doing Batman impressions and Joker impressions. They're very good.
He was reciting the movie, actually.
Word for word. Actually, that's our next episode. Is the screenplay of The Dark Knight.
Just get a script in front of you.
Yeah.
You have to act out every scene.
Rachel, worship. Worship. All right. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Here we go. Reading 1, Isaiah 60, 1 through 6. Who's doing this one?
All right, I'll take it then. I don't want to do the
got
gospel.
the
It's
long
long
one.
this week. That's
It
fine.
was long last time, too, and you guys were like, oh, leave it for the dyslexic man. Dyslexia boy to the rescue.
Yeah. Made my day, though. All right. First reading, Isaiah 60, 1 through 6. Arise, be enlightened, O Jerusalem, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and a mist the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall walk in thy light, and the kings in the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thy eyes round about, and see all these are gathered together. They are come to thee. Thy sons shall come from afar, and thy daughters shall rise up at thy side. Then shalt thou see, and abound, and thy heart shall wonder and be enlarged, when the multitude of the sea shall be converted to thee. The strength of the Gentiles shall come to thee. The multitude of camels shall cover thee. The dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, and all they from Saba shall come, bring gold and frankincense, and shewing forth praise to the Lord. Oh, God, that was a tough read, guys.
It says nations. Was he saying Gentiles?
Yeah.
Oh.
It says Gentiles in your translation.
I am at thecatholicgallery.org. So yeah.
Got some sort of
I thought he was on the wrong passage. I was like, what?
Yeah. It was just that way I didn't have to go click on the book, because it's the full mass for.
You want to recite the mass for us?
I'm all right. Quite frankly, I'm pleased not to.
Yeah, I like that. I like where it says. I mean, in your translation, it said Gentiles shall walk by your light, and I think I kind of like that translation better than nations shall walk by your light. Just because I feel Gentiles is more like
Personal.
East personal. Yeah, personal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And kings by your shining radiance here. Yeah, I think that's really important and really cool. Just because, especially since Gentiles, especially at this time when Isaiah was, alive, Gentiles were, outcasts. They were anyone who wasn't, a circumcised Jew, then they were outcasts. They were pagans.
Yeah, and quite let's call it what it was. Historically, the Gentiles in the Bible were living not very virtuous lives.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Yeah.
It was pretty brutal. And then also I know it's like the immediate, especially I noticed it a little more because like we just, like I said, this is the second podcast of the day for us. So we were just reading for, well, this Friday, but now we're like January 4th now. So like basically the reading switched from before Christmas to after Christmas.
Yeah.
Like the tone of the what we're reading right now is just polar deficit, like a polar
Oh, yeah.
opposite from what we were just reading. Like you said, it was a lot more based on like patience and like waiting for like the coming. And then now it's very like joyous. Like it's like Christ is here for all the Gentiles. Like, and I don't know. It's just a lot. The tone is a complete shift from what we were just reading like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, the beginning of this reminded me, I don't remember how long ago this was because of the 2 days. But it says, "Your light has come, the glory of God. The Lord shines upon you. See, darkness covers the earth, and thick clouds cover the people. But upon you the Lord shines." I like that it brings back the thing of when we were talking about the darkness coat and the light armor.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really reminded me of that. It's like even when it's pitch black in the sky, dark clouds all over, you'll still see a ray of sunshine come down from the Lord, and it'll shine on his people. And if you're not part of his people, you won't be in the light. You won't be able to see.
Mm-hmm. Then there's the beauty, like you said, that armor where we're protected by the armor of light, the armor of God, and where our job is to go out and shine upon other people and introduce other people to that light. So,
We're supposed to we're supposed to reflect the light of the Lord. And yeah. I really like what you said about like the switch of the change of tone.
I hated it.
Despised. I never thought of it that way, you know, because it's true. Because like, yeah, now it's talking about like hopefulness and joy. You know, Christ is here now.
mm-hmm.
He has been born, and this is what he's coming to do right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like Lent and Advent, like very different, but also very similar to a degree. Like, even though like this is a Catholic podcast, Christians listen to it too, obviously. So like in the church, like during Lent, it is such a dark like time. Like it really is so like morbid and like sad to a degree. Like we never say the Gloria. Like it's just all like, and then once it's risen, like Easter's the biggest switch out of all the years. Just
The vigil when it
boom.
lights up.
Yes.
He's risen.
Or like I don't know if you guys at church, some churches do it where like we do it where they have a candle
Mm-hmm.
and then they pass, like it starts at one candle, then the
Mhm.
light is like passed along the church. Like it's
I
the
love
beautiful visualization of like the rising of Christ and then the light being shine upon everybody else.
Christ be our light.
Banger.
So long away.
Sing along. Yeah, and I like how you related it back to you know, when we talked about the armor like of darkness and of light, 'cause I think because it literally says here, "See, darkness covers the earth, and thick clouds cover the peoples, but upon you the Lord shines." I think that's it's cool way to see it as armor and as, you know, like a cover, because it's kind of like, it's more in this vision, it's kind of more like restraining,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the darkness is, or the lights being blocked out by these clouds.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna move on?
I guess.
I mean, I don't know. I found just off what Tom just said. Like,
No, you're cut.
Get it out of here.
when we're talking about like the light and the darkness, how like the cloud, the mist is like restraining. We can see it, but like just like on Earth and all that stuff, we all like the sun for the most part is a constant light. Like it's never. I mean, eventually, yeah, but like it's a never dying light.
Mhm.
It's constantly there. I mean, like rise suns, but like whatever. But like in the day, and sometimes like there's that fog, that mist, but it never really sticks. You know what I mean? Like it's a constantly fluctuating thing, but the sun is so constant. So I think that's I don't know what the word is for it, but metaphor or something for like Christ and God's always present, like his constant being there, working to shine through the fog. He's always there, but like there'll be days where that fog or that mist is present, right? Where we have more temptation, more struggles, more whatever, more depression, sadness, whatever. But that's not a constant. Christ is a constant. So
Yeah.
all right. That's all I had to say.
Thank the
It's
Lord.
terrible.
Finally, shut up. All right. Second reading. Ephesians 3. Ephesians.
Yep.
Ephesians.
Science.
Science rules. Bill.
Bill Nye, this.
Ephesians 3, 2 through 3a, 5 through 6. Here we go. Yeah, this is written by Paul, right? Yeah, 'cause it's brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, you have heard of the stewardship of God's grace that was given to me for your benefit, namely, that the mystery was made known to me by revelation. It was not made known to people in other generations, as it has now been revealed to his holy apostles and prophets by the Spirit, that the Gentiles are co-heirs, not even close, co-heirs, members of the same body, and co-partners in the promise in Christ Jesus through the gospel. Did you hear that? That was not me giggling, by the way.
Are you sure about that?
She started yelling. Stay here. Just help.
Yeah, I like this. You've heard of the stewardship of God's grace that was given to me for your benefit. I mean, where else do we hear stewardship in the Bible, right? It's in Genesis, right? When God creates man and woman, he says, "You are stewards over the land."
Mm.
I think I like that. I like that, like, nod back to that, kind of showing our, true purpose here on earth of being stewards.
Yeah, well, like I said, like we just talked about that. My translation's a little different, but it says how that according to revelation, the mystery has been made known to me. The idea of like mystery is something that a lot of people are uncomfortable with when it comes to faith because people want to know everything constantly. Like being in the dark is something everybody's very uncomfortable with.
But that's not faith.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And like the mystery's been made known to me, but he's not necessarily saying that he understands the mystery, like the Trinity. To a degree, we can try our best to explain it without being heretical. Look at the catechism. I'm not gonna say heresy. It's just like water. I'm just kidding. So
It's just a symbol, I swear.
but the idea of like a mystery is a beautiful thing because it requires faith, and God gave us free will so that we may choose to have the faith, which true love comes from faith. Without that option of having faith, if we were spoon-fed everything, if there's proof given to us right now today that it is absolute without a shadow of a doubt, God is God, Christ is King, and all the miracles and heaven and all this stuff, is it really free will at that point? Because for an absoluteness of it, like everything, right? You know what hell would be like, you know what heaven would be like. You have no doubt left. Is it really free will anymore? Because now you're just looking out for yourself and you're like, oh, like now I've seen like the horrors of hell and the beauty of heaven. Is it really that big, like hard of a decision to make at that point? So like the idea of faith is also God revealing free will to us and allowing us to make the decision for ourselves.
Yeah, I was also going to point out the wordage of that, because on my translation, it's that the mystery was made known to me by revelation. I like how it says it's made known. Like I heard about it. It's not made understood. He still doesn't know. It's still a complete mystery to him. But it was made known to him and he's just spreading it. And he's like, all of you also won't know what it is. It's gonna be a mystery and it's gonna be fine that way.
Our earthly mind can only comprehend so much, and God being omnipresent, all powerful being, like, we'll never be able to truly, fully understand his reasons, his why. Like, it's impossible, and that's why it's a mystery.
Our little minds would explode.
Yeah, I don't have the foresight for that.
Yeah, I like that that word that that the Gentiles are co-heirs, members of the same body, and co-partners in the promise in Christ Jesus through the gospel. I love the church's image.
I love. We're all just voice cracking.
It
Happens.
I promise I've passed puberty.
The mustache is fake. It's a tape on.
The church's image of the mystical body of Christ.
Gosh,
I
didn't mute myself there. Podcast, but
this idea that, Jesus Christ is the head of the body, and every single one of us has a part to play in the body of Christ. I love that image because it makes everything, like every single thing that you do has weight and importance. Because, if you, prick yourself with a needle or something, it's gonna hurt, and your body is going to react.
mm-hmm.
And it's the same way that if every single one of us, like even just like one of us does something wrong, it's going to affect the whole body of Christ.
Yeah. I mean, you see that like all the time within the church. Like, unfortunately, there's scandals like throughout the church in the early 2000s and all that stuff. Like, these one or two people that fell into sin and did like some, quite frankly, horrible things, right? It blew up the church. Like, the church took a big hit from that. And like, those are members of the body. Like, those are just a few out of there's a billion Catholics on the planet. Those few people had such a profound impact on a billion people. It's a good example of that. Or like you said, like with the image of the body, you have like, you lose your big toe, balancing becomes like a huge difficulty. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a really good video that a priest was being interviewed, and he was a victim of that from another priest. And they're like, why would you become a priest? And he's like, well, I wasn't Catholic for like 20 years. And he was like, I came back because he was like, well, if you think about it, that's 2% of like the whole Catholic population that did something bad. And it's like, but if you look at other areas, like in schools, it's like 5%. Some areas, it's like 30%. It's like you still send your kids to a public school. So why wouldn't you still become a priest when it's even less of that? It's like, obviously any percent's not good, but when you put it in perspective, it's like, yeah, it was bad, but also you're not looking at the other parts of the world. You're just focusing on the one. And that's just because people have those lenses where they just get fixated on one part that they don't agree with. And that's like the only part. But it's like, oh, yeah, but the school system. It's like, but you're a church. You're supposed to be better. And it's like, everybody should be better. Like, nothing should be condoned.
And we never once as a church was like, no, we're fine. Like, yeah, we should be better. We should have been better, but we weren't. We fell short, just like everybody else. And yeah, had to figure out what to do and how to pick the church back up and continue moving forward.
Well, on a lighter note, you guys got anything else?
I'm good.
Nope.
All right. Next up is the gospel.
Go get it, Tom.
Okay.
Matthew 2, 1 through 12. Are you actually doing this?
Nah, I think we should just
Yeah, make
leave
Eli
it. Nah.
do it.
Yeah. Nah, I'll do it.
All right.
I'll take this task. Thank you. That was very nice. Very charitable of you. All right. The gospel is according to Matthew chapter 2, verses 1 through 12. When Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of King Herod, behold, Magi from the east arrived in Jerusalem, saying, Where is the newborn King of the Jews? We saw his star at its rising, and have come to do him homage. When King Herod heard this, he was greatly troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Assembling all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. They said to him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it has been written through the prophet, And you, Bethlehem, land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, since from you shall come a ruler, who is to shepherd my people Israel. When Herod called the Magi secretly, and ascertained from them the time of the star's appearance, he sent them to Bethlehem, and said, Go and search diligently for the child. When you have found him, bring me word, that I too may go and do him homage. After their audience with the king, they set out, and behold, the star that they had seen at its rising preceded them, until it came and stopped over the place where the child was. They were overjoyed at seeing the star, and on entering the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother. They prostrated themselves and did him homage. They then opened their treasures and offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and have been warned in a dream not to return to Herod. They departed for their country by another way.
I love that in this part, they see another person sees God or sees Jesus and they fall prostrate. Like it just happens over and over again. It's like when you see the beauty of God, you just can't fathom it and you just fall prostrate and you're just like, out of respect and out of just like awe, you're just like.
The one thing that kind of pointed out to me, because we were just talking about it in discipleship, is moral authority.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jesus is like the textbook of moral authority. Like you look at Herod, right? He was the ruler of the area, and he was like, no, there's not, like, who's this king that's just born? Like, all right, he's like, this can't, like, we gotta go, like. And Jesus, born in a manger, born to a carpenter, like lowest of the low, nothing, came and grew up and had this great following. And this, even if you aren't like Christian, like it's impossible or ignorant to dismiss Jesus's effect on humanity as a whole. He's the most influential person of all time, and that's due to his moral authority. How can the most influential person of all time be born in a manger, son of a carpenter? Like, even if you aren't a Christian and you recognize that he had, like, you have the BC, the AD, like, that's the most influential man of all time, born to nothingness, with the right of nothingness. The only thing that, the reason he became so influential and so powerful out of nothing is his moral authority, is the absolute example of integrity, doing constant right, even without anybody seeing it. Staying in the house of his father when his parents left, like, of course this is where I am. Like, I'm in the house of my father. He truly did no wrong, to the point that the moral authority gave him authority over the world, which is...
Yeah, do you know who the second most influential person in the world is?
Paul.
Kanye West.
Lil Wayne.
Third. He's definitely top 10.
You know what, the Midwest is young, restless.
That's Kanye.
I know.
Okay. You're just talking about Lil Wayne, so I was like,
Yeah, my fault.
Let it all work out.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought this is a perfect example of how moral authority oftentimes is so much more powerful than actual authority of the government.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think something that like really stood out to me about this is the fact that these kings or these kings, these magi came from so far away. You know, this is like, I mean, these are really powerful people, and they traveled so far to see, you know, what you said, the lowest of the low. Like,
With their gifts, right? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, with gifts. Like, that's so cool. Like, even before Jesus started his public ministry,
Yeah.
he was already becoming an influence immediately.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
There's some like historical like things that say that the Magi likely didn't get to Jesus till he was like 3. Like he was a toddler. Like the time that like the traveling time from like the
Oh
start to
yeah.
like the traveling time, they didn't get to Jesus till he was 3. I think that's what his like. I could be wrong. Like could be, but
Dang.
that's what I swear I've heard that or something about that historically. So I was like, which even puts an even like they took a journey like years of journey to like go meet this kid with frankincense, myrrh. Like these are all in gold, like, expensive
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, I was just thinking how you could put this in perspective. It'd be like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and someone else showing up at your doorstep and being like, "Yes, we bought these really expensive gifts, and we brought them for you." Like,
yeah,
because imagine I was just like
yeah,
rich and
yeah. And we also did we walked from LA. Actually, we decided we were
Yeah.
gonna walk
Just
And-
out and walked.
in honor of you. We were just gonna walk. And oh, by the way, your family's under the $10,000 a year, and both factory workers. There's, and you don't work for our company. You're just like just like crazy.
Yeah. And then, I mean, it also shows that, you know, when Jesus came and was born, yeah, he had a positive effect, but there was also, you know, you got, you know, the backlash from these people who, you know,
We're in
let
this power.
yeah, who didn't want to give up that power because they were so prideful and jealous.
Pride is greatest of sins.
Yeah.
Just
I would say pride is the devil.
thinks he got a hold on me. So,
Throw some J. Cole in there.
I love J. Cole.
I was thinking more of pride's gonna get you killed. Pride's gonna be
Love's
the
gonna-
death of you. Oh, it's
Love's gonna get you
Oh.
killed. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar. Yeah.
He has a song named Pride.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't listened to much.
A little off topic. Well, what is your guys' view on prostration? Like I know, like in the Orthodox Church,
Like
prostration.
prostitution.
Yes.
Good,
Like-
bad. I can't get a read.
I know the Orthodox Church is really big in prostration. Like when it comes to the Jesus prayer. Like I know, like oftentimes they'll recite that while like prostrating. Like
Well, it's like Good Friday. When they go up to the altar, they all lay down. Right? Isn't that Good Friday?
yeah,
Hmm.
think
Yeah,
so.
they like the priest lays down,
Yeah.
everybody lays down, except the audience, but
yeah.
we kneel, I think.
Yeah.
Like what like how do you guys feel about like the Orthodox do that in like day-to-day prayer? Like how do you guys feel about like the idea of prostrating just throughout like adoration or what through prayer? Like
I mean,
pro against like
I think I don't know. I think I'm honestly like for it. 'Cause, you know, I think the highest, like giving the highest form of respect to someone who deserves way more respect than that. I think you should like do the best that you can. You know?
because I was so like there we had some foreign exchange students at my school and they're from Rome and Italy, and like even like yes we're the Catholic Church, like we have like the same readings and all that stuff, but still like there's some really cultural differences. Like in Italy and in Rome, they still do the wine. They still
Mm.
partake in like the blood. And
Yeah, you don't do that.
yeah, we don't get that anymore. At least at my parish.
Yeah.
Oh, we do it.
Yeah.
We returned it like as soon as possible.
That's
As soon as
awesome.
like all the bishops were like,
Mhm.
yeah, you can go ahead and do that again.
Yeah, we had that every single mass,
Yeah.
and then COVID hit.
COVID,
it's
yeah.
gone, and it's still gone. Now I talked to Father Dan because I was like, "Well, don't we need that?" And he explained that to me. But like,
Wait, what was his reasoning? 'Cause I
okay,
wanted to ask.
so we don't. The reason we don't need to have the like during mass, he still has the wine. He still has the body and blood,
Mhm.
which makes the mass valid. If he doesn't receive both, then it's not a valid communion. But since the priest received both, he's able to hand out the body and blood.
Yeah, but like, why didn't we bring it back? Did he say that?
I think it's like in like so we agree that it's not fully necessary for us to receive,
Yeah.
but for the priest to receive it is. I assume, especially now, like we're like, oh, it's not very sanitary. Like it spread COVID. That was a big thing. But then also, I'm sure to a degree, price. I mean, over time, it probably adds
Probably
up.
more. Yeah, probably more
It's
expensive.
probably more efficient for the. My headset's bugging a little bit. It's probably more efficient in general for the timing, like the time to get through the mass and like walk people through the line, but then also to money and yeah, those are the big two I can think
Yeah.
of.
Also, not a lot of people like, even when it's available, not a lot of people do it. Like at least at
Yeah,
my
I've seen that,
like
yeah.
churches that I've gone to, like people usually tend to
And then you get the
not, like,
minister
skip
down
it.
in the rest. Chuck, 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 Chuck.
Take a knee. I've seen that too. A lot of people avoid that. I really miss it personally.
Yeah, me too.
I think there's a degree of reverence that goes with it, and
Mm.
like the like not like it's not symbolic, but like since though we don't need both, the idea of taking both is just more powerful. I
Yeah,
think.
it's more materialized.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier for us to understand materials than
The divinity.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try them again. They're bugging for a sec. All right, they're back. They're back.
Paul just screams. in the
Forgot
mic.
we're on the pod. I was about to. Don't want to do that to my friends.
Paul would never.
I mean, I'll do it to you, but like my friends that are listening. All right. Do you guys have anything else you want to say?
I think that does it for me.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. This week's sponsor, is you guys. You guys keep us going. You guys are the reasons. I mean, we don't get money from this, obviously, because we're not famous or anything, but it is great to know that we're still impacting people's lives and that people still listen. So we're very grateful that you guys listen, and we just want to let you guys know that. We definitely discussed that before the pod that we were going to say that. But
For sure.
this week's question is, what is your take on the Latin Mass? And don't forget, you can always email us to email in any question of the weeks or drafts you want us to do. But yeah, what is your guys' take on the Latin Mass?
Well, let Tom get this one started off because Tom's pretty. I know Tom has a cement taking out.
He is. He was like, I'm so ready for this.
I love the Latin Mass. I think it is it's definitely, it has a different feel. I don't know if you guys have ever gone to like a Latin Mass
Mm-mm.
before, but the feeling walking into it and like being a part of it is so, it's just so different. It's like having adoration during Mass, you know? 'Cause the point of like the regular Mass, or what they call the Novus Ordo, is like for our participation, and so we like understand, what the priest is saying and all of that stuff, which I think is great. I'm all for that. I just think like I think because there's a higher standard for the Latin Mass, it's less room for, you know, less room for error to like slack. But I do think that like there can also be you can just go to mass for the Latin Mass, and then you can like it kind of turns you into to a machine where you're not like, maybe you're not praying, maybe you're not engaging, which is the point. Which is the point of Latin Mass, is because like you're not really focusing on what's going on up at the altar. That's kind of the point of it, because the priest is saying a lot of things like to himself. So you don't hear most of it. So it leaves a bunch of time for prayer, and it's super long too.
And the priest isn't supposed to face you.
Yeah.
Traditional, you're supposed to always face.
That's supposed to be the case for the Novus Ordo too. But like, I think that can also become a point where it's like, you're just going there and you're sitting there, and then you just like you fall asleep because you're so bored, or something like that. And like obviously that's bad. But
It is.
I thought I'd do that every week. Boy, no.
That was nap time.
But I think you can also go too far in the opposite direction with the Novus Ordo, because I've seen it back home. Lots of churches around the Madison area where I go to, some of the like the hymns and the way that the priest like presents himself, it's way too relaxed, and they just don't look like they care. And I think it gets to the point of being just not Catholic anymore. So I love both. I just wish that there could just be just this perfect combination of both of them. I wish there was just a traditional Novus Ordo, where it has high standards, but you can understand what's going on.
Yeah. So going into my opinion, it's very similar, a little different on the reasonings. I do love the idea of the Latin Mass, because I actually learned as Catholics, we're supposed to understand Latin to a degree. Like, we're not supposed to be fluent in it like the cardinals and the Pope is, but we are supposed to understand Latin enough, because it is the language of the church.
Yeah.
So that we should, but almost none of us do. I'm trying to hit the Latin on the Duolingo right now, I'm gonna be honest, but so I think the Latin Mass, I think it makes it hard for us to understand, only because we're out of practice. I think traditionally, Catholics, since we were supposed to know, we probably likely did, and then within the Novus Ordo, we didn't. But I think it also, the Novus Ordo, Ordo, was it Ordo or Ordo?
Ordo.
Okay. I think it's beautiful in the idea of conversion. I brought my girlfriend to a Catholic Mass for the first time, and she was, culture shock. She, not a denominational church, culture shock. Yeah, and then imagine
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, imagine how crazy the culture shock would have been if it wasn't even in English. If it was in Latin, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like you lose people though, because it'd be too much. I feel like they have to hit one and then hit the other.
What you mean?
Like they would have to. It'd be hard for people to try to convert to Catholicism if they didn't completely understand what the Mass was first. I feel like if you haven't been to a Catholic Mass, you should go to an English-speaking one first, and then Latin, just because then you know the parts, you know what they're saying. It's just in the original language.
Yeah, I think what I was more aligned to is before the Novus Ordo was present, whereas all Latin Masses, I can see why Vatican II really introduced it, because at the time there was a really big a lot of people running away from the faith. There were a lot of people specifically in the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s. That was a huge thing. So I get the purpose of the Vatican II, and I respect its authority fully. I think I really, at times, I really wish there was more balance between the two, and I almost wish that maybe during separate seasons or throughout the week. Because like we have mass, there's daily mass. Most priests hold daily mass. Like I wish there was like some days it's Latin mass, some days it's Norvis Odo at least, just because it would allow people to get like a lot of it. Because I know there's a lot of traditional Latin Catholics that are like hate Vatican II, and like I'm like you gotta give like it was good purpose and it
Yeah.
did its goal, but it was
I think it was just a bad execution.
poor execution. Yeah, we talked about this on the way to the gun range. Yeah,
Mm.
a little bit with Micah.
My take on the whole thing is I like there's one thing I like that the Jews do, and that's that before they have their bar mitzvah, before they become like an adult in their
Hmm.
church, they have to learn X amount of Hebrew. It's like they have to be semi-fluent in Hebrew.
Mm.
And I kind of wish we did that before we got confirmed. Instead, in Sunday school, you're learning like all these prayers, which good thing to learn prayers, but also I hate it because you get tested on how well you can memorize a prayer. And I'm like, that shouldn't be the way. Prayers should be memorized over doing it in your own time, doing it in mass and reading it, and not like, oh, I have to study for this test, and that's the only reason I'm doing this prayer. Like that's kind of beefing with that part. But I think it would be nice if we learned Latin, because then you'd have the option when you're older to go to a Latin mass and actually semi know what they're saying,
Mhm.
and not just like understand, what they're saying, but like actually know what they're saying.
Yeah,
So
not just reciting, but understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the closest one. There's probably some Latin masses in Milwaukee by me.
I think there's one.
Holy Hill definitely has Latin mass, right?
I don't know if Holy Hill does. I know Our Lady of Guadalupe does
Really?
Oh,
Yeah. in the cross, and I know that there's one like a half an hour from Eau Claire also.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to go to.
I'd go to it with
All
you
right.
sometime. What you said, like the Jewish tradition, how they have to learn some Hebrew. I know, like in the Islamic faith, they only print the Quran in Aramaic. Like that is, and as far as I know, most, or if not all, I don't want to generalize because I don't know for sure, but for the most part, uh, in the Islamic
You're
faith,
fired.
in the Islamic faith, they read and they understand Aramaic fluently, at least as far as the Quran goes. But I think that there is something like very special about that, especially like Latin, like you said, it's the church language. Like there's been people that say like the devil hates Latin. You know,
Yeah, I've heard that.
I think
Yeah.
it's a powerful message.
Well, you guys cool?
Yeah.
All right, perfect, because we're almost out of time.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys next week, and yeah, keep on supporting. Email us. Don't forget to do that, and go follow our Instagram. All right. Have a good week. See you next time.
Deuces.